with that rich dropout, Bill Gates, rich high school dropout, non-scientists, egotistical maniac now dropping out of climate. You'd think this would be the end. But the debate on climate change was over a long time ago. This is Jeremy Poole, the family man. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Yeah, the debate is over. It was over a long time ago. ClimateGate showed the culture of emails hiding the decline in temperature, managing journals, freezing out any dissent, cutting the funding. Not openness, not curiosity, just control. And ClimateGate occurred in 2009 when emails from the University of East Anglia, that's in Britain, their climate research unit released their data. Well, there was somebody released them anyway. And then a second batch in 2011. Great. Now we discover that there are 103 ghost stations in the UK that don't actually exist. They just invent the climate for them so they can say what they want. But even worse than that, there are 80% junk. Here they are. Junk stations. The red is the junk stations, basically. So what you've got is class 1 and 2 are good stations in nice places that are proper. They're not affected by concrete. They're not on runways of airports, which so many new ones seem to be. Class 5 is absolute rubbish. They've got, I think it's about a 5-degree uncertainty. And when we measure climate now through the whole world, which is a meaningless thing, to 0.1 of a degree or 0.001, these have got a 5-degree uncertainty, plus or minus. And it's usually they're 5 degree over what they should be because they're sitting next to jet engines thrusting. Class 4 is very similar. It could be on like the middle of the blinking, like the Ramblers in Catalonia. It's not in Catalonia. It's in on the High Street in Cardiff. Class 4, affected by all the shops and things. Class 3 is in built-up areas and things like this. All these, this and this are rubbish, and that's almost 50%, and that's almost 30%. So that's near 80%. And with this, it is 80%. So none of those would be desirable. They would be what we would call junk. And this was the Daily Skeptic had a Freedom of Information request, and this is what they showed. 80% rubbish. Absolute shit. But yet, we continue. 80% are junk. 103 just don't exist. Are they of that 80% or of the others? And they adjust the output. We're told CO2 is a crisis gas, even though it's plant food. And I've said this about the greening of the earth, and suddenly it's like, what the hell has just happened? We have just got, I think I might have lost it. No, here we are. A new study comes out. Look at this. The Western Standard study finds CO2 earth and making the vegetation is greening the earth and making the vegetation flurry. Tell everybody, look at the greening of the earth, temperature goes up, areas get more productive, the snow is less up the mountain, so things grow because only rich, middle and upper class people like snow because they go skiing. Animals, the environment doesn't like it so much. Talk about polar bears. Where does things grow? Where do things grow? In the South Pole or on the equator? It is the equator, isn't it? The equatorial rainforest, they're called. Anyway, so a new study. It's not exactly a new study because we've been talking about it for a long, long time. But it's a new study to the idiots who believe that CO2 is pollution. Okay, so we're told a CO2 crisis, even though it's plant food. The satellites show massive global greening. The models They've all been wrong. Overpredicted the warming. Oh, there will be no North Polar ice, South ice by 2000, but it's still there. We're all going to be flooded because of sea level, but we're still here. Every year they get reweighted, rewind, reissued, and we trust them again. Oh, they were wrong last year, they're going to be better this year. And every year they're wrong. There's still ice and snow. I go out the back of my house here, and I look up towards the Pyrenees, and I can see the ski resorts almost. I can't actually see them, but I can see the snow up there. Oh, trust us, this time there's never going to be any snow, and you're all going to die. Oh, great, thanks. It's bullshit. And history does matter, because in the past, it's been much, much warmer than today, with no industrial carbon dioxide. Oh, and they're changing it now to carbon. Not carbon dioxide, they're changing it to carbon. Why? I don't know. They're changing it from global warming to climate change, because at some point they're going to realise CO2 makes life abundant on this planet. But according to the likes of Greta Thunberg, CO2 is the gas of death, not the gas of life. And it's all just funding and politics, and powers align to make money. Oh, the science is settled. It is settled. CO2 is good for the planet. Now, if we could get pristine data, there might be a debate, but science is settled when they won't give you pristine data. Why? Because they can't, because their science would fail. The debate really ends here. ClimateGate showed us the mindset. Hide the decline, manage the descent. It did. 80% junk stations, ghost stations, adjustments in the temperatures. Bill Gates saying, woo, nothing to do with me. Let's vaccinate some people because we're not making enough money on climate anymore. What we need is clean data and open methods. That will earn trust. When somebody sends for freedom of information, give them all the data without adjusting it. Tell them which stations don't exist. Try it. Met Office. Tell them that, like in Rhodesia or something like that, there's only like one station on the airport in the whole country, and you're saying it might not be Rhodesia. It was an African country that they, one of the newspapers, the Mail or something, said, "Oh, Africa's the warmest it's ever been," and it showed this in Rhodesia or something like that with the highest temperatures ever. Well, they didn't say there's only one meteorological station in the country, and it was on the bloody runway of an airport. Science is not settled. It is just managed consensus building. And the debate has to end. We cannot just keep going along this. We need true, clean data. Wake up. It's not about thermometers. It's about power. ClimateGate pulled the mask off them 16 years ago. Hiding the decline. Ghost stations. Because science shouldn't be afraid of raw data. Narratives are. Urban growth, billions of funding, political deadlines. You know the problem. It isn't denial, it's demand. I demand clean measurements, no ghost data. We have problems with the climate. We do. We have some severe problems. I'll just show you this. You see this severe problem? Just somebody woke up this morning, looked out of their window, you can hear them saying, "Bon dia, good morning." People know. They see these kind of things every day and they know we've been sprayed. They know. The ghost stations, it's just... Well, I think I've said enough on that. All we want is clean data, facts, and don't give us the bullshit anymore. Don't sell us your narrative. Sell us the facts. So here's the facts. Look, we plotted them on a graph. There's how data goes. But you can't trust our data. We need to adjust it so it meets our narrative. Anyway, that's about it. Be good. Look after your family. Look up and say, stop the bastards poisoning us. Was it Rockefeller said we need to think of ways to poison the people to lower the population? Yeah. And was it the Fabian Society said we need lower population? Yeah. Tony Blair, Keir Starmer, wanker. Tony Blair, toilet loiterer. They're all fucking perverts. Look after yourself, look after your family. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Be good. Bye.